Hello everyone. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. My name is Wasi Ahmad. I am serving as an associate professor at the Department of Chemical Engineering, Dhofar University, Oman. In this presentation, I will be discussing two topics. The first one is my teaching approach for organic chemistry of relevance in polymer chemistry. And the second one is my teaching philosophy and scholarship activity, outlining my vision for the next 3 to 5 years. On this slide, I would like to highlight the key components of my teaching approach in the field of organic chemistry and its relevance in polymer chemistry. Firstly, I emphasize on the basic concept of organic chemistry related to polymer chemistry. Next, I integrate polymer chemistry into real-world applications. I engage students in class activities and try to improve critical thinking. I use technology to create healthy learning environment. I always encourage the student for collaborative learning. I emphasize the importance of laboratory experience. I believe that assessment and feedback are essential for student growth. I always try to involve students in research-based projects. These components play an important role in teaching polymer chemistry. A polymer is a large molecule made up of many repeating subunits called monomers. These monomers join together to form a long chain structure. For example, polyethylene is a polymer. The repeating unit of polyethylene is ethene, which is connected with the covalent bond. As we know, ethene is an organic compound and it can be converted to polyethylene in the presence of catalyst. I always connect theoretical concepts with real-world examples. Here, ethene is a gas converted to polyethylene, which is a solid. Polyethylene can be a linear or branched polymer. The plastic pipe is a high-density polyethylene, which is an example of linear polymer. And plastic film is a low-density polyethylene, which is an example of branched polymer. In this slide, I'm showing the applications of polymers in everyday life and various industries, including cosmetics, paints, rubber, fabrics, and many more. I engage them for the class activities and also assign a relevant publication as a homework to improve critical thinking. I use flipped classroom approach. I frequently upload PowerPoint slides with voiceover on Moodle for students to review before coming to class. Additionally, I open a chat box where students can interact with each other and share their ideas. I check the chat box before class to plan my activities. I always encourage students to use online resources such as video tutorials and interactive simulations. I always encourage collaborative learning. It enhances the understanding and problem-solving skills. That is why I assign a macro project to promote teamwork, creativity, and lifelong learning skills like report writing and presentation. I motivate them for group discussions. I support peer-to-peer learning. At Dhofar University, we have a learning support center to help the students. By conducting practical experiments, students can apply theoretical knowledge to synthesize polymers. In my lab, I supervise students in synthesizing and characterizing various types of polymers. I also guide them in analyzing the data obtained from the experiments. I use two types of assessments, formative and summative. Formative assessments consist of classroom activities and ungraded homework. The formative assessment allows me to identify areas that require further attention in future classes. My summative assessments consist of quizzes, midterms, micro projects, presentation, and final examination. Through both assessments, I provide feedback on the area that require improvement. I also ensure learning assurance. As a supervisor of research-based projects, I guide students to ask meaningful questions, explore their own path, conduct experiments, and apply their findings to real-world context. Through this process, students develop essential research skill, critical thinking, and the ability to solve the complex problems in the field of chemistry. These are the few examples of research-based projects. From this slide, I would like to discuss my vision for the next 3 to 5 years on teaching philosophy and scholarship activity. I believe students' interest is the key to their engagement in learning process. To increase student interest, I always try to connect the abstract concept with real-world example. This will not only make my session more interesting, but also improve student critical thinking. I also try to create an inclusive and welcoming environment for students where they feel comfortable and valued. In coming 3 to 5 years, my plan to continue promoting student-centered learning, equality, diversity, and inclusion, enhancing learning through practical application, as well as my own professional growth and development. Students have the opportunity to acquire knowledge and skills from various sources, including educators, peers, family, and their prior knowledge. For the success of learning, I believe that students learn best when they are actively involved in the learning process. I believe that easy access to learning resources is crucial for students, allowing them to learn at their own pace and in their own time. Therefore, I upload voiceover slides on Moodle and also open a chat box on Moodle so they can share their ideas. I check the chat box before class to plan my activity to incorporate student-directed learning. Furthermore, if some students need extra help, they can be provided with the personalized guidance during office hours and through the Learning Support Center. The success criteria allow students to assess and enhance their work with the guidance from their educational community. To further enhance my skill in student-centered learning, I plan to conduct research on innovative instructional strategies and assessment methods that promote student-centered learning in chemistry education. I believe that equality, diversity, and inclusion are important for the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics fields. After several years of experience, I can say that working with a diverse group of people has improved me in all aspects of my role and responsibilities. So far, I have supervised several students from various countries, and more than half of my students were female. During my tenure as a chairperson, I recruited staffs from different parts of the world to promote EDI. My vision for EDI in the next 3 to 5 years is to create a chemistry community that thrives on the principle of equity, diversity, and inclusion. I want to build a scientific landscape where every individual, regardless of their background or identity, has equal opportunities to contribute to the field of chemistry. In my teaching, I emphasize on real-life applications, hands-on experiments, and industry examples to bridge the gap between theory and practice in chemistry education. My target is to improve students' understanding and prepare them for future careers. In the next 3 to 5 years, I will focus on pedagogical research, exploring innovative teaching methods, integrating technology, and collaborating with colleagues and industry partners to create a meaningful learning experience for students. Continuous professional development is crucial for staying updated with the latest development in pedagogical research in the field of chemistry education. As a member of the Center for Teaching and Learning for the past 5 years, I have organized and moderated several workshops on pedagogical research in collaboration with colleagues. Moving forward, I plan to engage in further research and development to explore emerging trends, technologies, and best practices in chemistry education. This involves attending conferences, collaborating with colleagues, and publishing research papers. Through active participation in the academic community and staying up to date with the current research, my aim is to enhance my teaching methodology and contribute significantly to the field. These are references which I have used while I was preparing the PowerPoint slides. Thank you for taking the time to watch my presentation. I'm excited about the next steps in the hiring process and the potential opportunity to join your team. Thank you once again for this opportunity.